Hi, this is Shanzai.com, and we're on this is day 4 of the iPad diary. And today it was kind of a bit busy day, so I didn't play too much, but I wanted to fool around a little bit with the ebook reader functionality and the books for the device. And the first thing I have to say is because I'm not located in the US, I had a real trouble actually getting that iBook application. I tried to change my location in iTunes. I was able to find it in iTunes when I gave myself an American location, but trying to download that app, you need to register a new US account with a US address and US credit card, so I wasn't able to do that. So bear that in mind. If you're not in the US and you don't have a US iTunes account, you're not going to be even using that iBook application that was displayed. But there are other options, probably not quite as nice, but you can download books directly. If you search on the iTunes, you'll be able to find certain books. And I chose this one here called Trucks to show us at the beginning here, because this is by a company called Story Boy and narrated by Stephanie Olish. This is a book, theoretically, I guess, for children. I couldn't really tell from the description, but it's... Okay, this is about trucks. Turning the page gives you a new truck.
Dump truck.
Tapping the screen gives you the name of the truck and also a narrator's voice, as we saw there earlier.
Truck.
So now, I suppose this story is obviously designed for a rather young child, and probably a young child with a very good attention span, because even I was bored after the first. Guess what this one is?
Fire truck.
Yeah, it's a fire truck. And actually the application just goes through slew of trucks with pictures and then the narrator saying that it's a truck. And really, to be honest, it just doesn't take really much advantage of what the iPad has to offer. When we looked at the Marvel comic book application the other day, on the first day that we looked at the device, it was just so much more interactive, so much more going on. Really, for children, this would be the most boring thing ever, unless they were super young and you're trying to use them as flashcards and teach them. And even then, I think why you would be teaching a kid about
Army truck.
Semi-truck is like, I don't know, kids just call them trucks, I think, when they're getting up to be bored by books like this. So that isn't a very good example, but here's another application called Wattpad, and it offers you a selection of different books, and it brings up on the internet, and you can find, here's an extraterrestrial jaunt. And this one is a fairly easy reader. You can scroll down or move through the site, or... Oh, it's only one page document, I'm sorry. But some of these books here actually, this one here has got multiple pages, you can see. You can scroll down through it, or if you want, you can tap the screen. I was tapping the screen earlier. Anyway, this is probably not your best way to read a book, is through scrolling. I think that some of the other applications are better for tapping. So anyway, this Watts one, I thought was kind of weak. So far that's called Wattpad. It was a bit weak. But we did also show, I think, on the first day, one that wasn't too bad that I was a little bit impressed with, and that one was called the, where is it on here? Oops. This is not on the front page there. Free books. Now this one actually functions, I would say, quite well. Here I'd already added a book that we downloaded from the interface. Just tapping on the screen changes the page with nice transitions backwards to the book. The actual library of books that you can see here comes in a nice interface. Basically, you just select the book that you want. Then you can just read the brief review of the book or the brief preview of the story, Famous Tom Sawyer. Tap here to download. Download begins. You don't need to go into iTunes, which I hate. So I would actually say this particular application, once you get that down onto your computer, is fine. And if you're looking here, we've got now, within that space of time since I clicked it, even on our terrible wireless network here, done. Tap to view it in your library. So we've actually got the entire book here. And now you can start reading your Tom Sawyer. So in that sense, I think that one works really quite well, and the nice beige background screen is good. Now, beyond ebooks, also, I wanted to take a quick look at some of the other options for things like podcasting and whatnot. I didn't download any podcasts yet, and I'll get into that in further diary updates. But one of the things I did download was the National Public Radio web app, app for iPad, and it's well done. It gives you there's selections of news, arts and life, and music, and you can basically listen to their radio broadcasts by clicking on any particular one that you're kind of interested in. You can either listen to it now or save it to a playlist. Listening to it now. Gives you a quick little advertisement as it previews. So I guess we'll find out Iron Man 2 is coming. Anyway, I guess National Public Radio gets its funding. Come back to the actual application, and it's still loading.
House to the Senate, which is in charge of confirming President Obama's nominees for federal courts and executive agencies. Dozens of those nominees have sailed through committee hearings, only to see things.
So the woman's voice you're listening to is basically reading the National Public Radio news item about a push to end the secret holds on Obama nominees. Actually, I think the interface is quite good. Once you get the buffered in, the audio quality is quite good. And actually, I thought this was quite impressive. You can still scroll through the rest of the things and choose the next items you want to listen to in National Public Radio without disturbing the actual original one podcaster that you're listening to. Let's get out of there. So that's it for a quick look at the ebook functionality. I'm sorry I couldn't show you a little bit more about the famous iBooks application, but there are alternatives as we've seen. And that was the National Public Radio for a brief look at what listening to podcasts through interface of National Public Radio is like on the iPad. That I thought was quite impressive.